Live.
I said, we live here now. Or what?
So we're good.
Council meeting come to order, please. And pledge allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Councilman Shenari,
Here.
Councilman Green,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Litherland,
Here.
Councilman Solomani, absent. Mayor Ashford,
Public comment. Any Durham?
My name is Annie Durham. I reside at 309 Aspen Street. I'm also the CTE director for the Cripple Victor School District. I was not here on October 5th. I was out of state, but I just wanted to extend my sincere thanks to the council for the approval of the waiver for the water tap to the construction trace building. It's an expensive project and every bit helps. I'm also pleased to report that we are running on time with the project. We're still looking at a February completion for the building, at which time we will have a dedication. So I'll keep you guys posted on that. But I just wanted to say thank you so much again for that. It's sweet. We appreciate it. So that's all I got.
Thank you, Randy. Approval of minutes. For our meeting minutes.
Do we need to do two separate motions?
No, one motion.
I make the motion that we approve the regular meeting minutes from October 5, 2022, and the minutes on October 5, 2022 from the Board of Appeals meeting.
I second.
Vote please.
Councilman Green,
Yes.
Councilman Shenari,
Yes,
Mayor Pro Tem Litherland,
Yes.
Mayor Ashford,
Yes. Please, city administrator report.
Thank you, Mayor. Just let everybody know our computers are working, so our speakers and mics aren't working, so we need to talk as loud as we can when we get up here. First report is Laura's been with us, our deputy city clerk, for a year, so thank you. And Stanley Jorek, our lead custodian, has been here 5 years. So you see Stanley Grant, and I thank you for that. Just to let the comment to the public, we're having a Cripple Creek Citizens Update meeting with the citizens on Tuesday, October 25th, from 5:30 to 7:30 at the Butte. And we welcome all Cripple Creek citizens. This is not a city council meeting, so please, I ask you all, we can't have council, 3 of you there. We have to post it as a meeting, and that's not the purpose. The purpose of the meeting is staff to talk to the community, update them on what's going on in the community and answer questions. So anyway, hopefully the citizens show up for that. The other thing I wanted to let the council and the community know about is we met through a video conference this week with DOLA and the state reps for the SRF fund, state revolving fund. Aquaworks did put in for our grants through DOLA and through the state revolving fund. So this was a pre-qualification meeting, and we got really good reports from our application. It's going to be a slow process. They're still looking as if we qualify for a disadvantaged community. Yes, thank you. And we hope and we think we will get that. And if we do get that, it might provide us more grant funds. It will also provide us with lower interest rates in case we have to issue some debt. But anyway, just to let you all know that we went through that video conference with us. So that's all I have.
Thanks, Brian. Yes. Finance director, Paul.
Good evening. I sent you all an email just this afternoon, but wanted to let you know the fourth quarter device count is in. We had some add, some take off, and net result was that we lost 4. So the current count is 2,770.
Thank you. All right. Public hearing. We'll go into
Public hearing. I'll read the opening statement. Public hearing for consider approval of resolution 2022-33 for request of Clayton Homes or Pueblo to modify conditional use permit to consider residential dwelling units in a BB zone district at certain real property legally described as lots 6 through 7 part of block 51 Cripple Creek Hayes Pleasure Edition, Cripple Creek, also known as 535 East Car Avenue. Ken?
Evening, council. This is Clayton Homes project in Carr and Maine. We've seen it on a number of other occasions. And a conditional use permit has been granted for the placement of 6 dwelling units. There was a mistake in the reading. It should be 531 East Carr, and not 525.
I'll look just a minute, Ken. I need to read the short statement. I need to read the whole statement. I will now open public hearing, the application to modify a conditional use permit submitted by Clayton Homes of Pueblo. Notice of this hearing has been given as required by the Cripple Creek Development Code, and copy of such notice to the publisher of affidavit or hereby made part of the record of this proceeding. In consideration whether the conditional use permit modification should be approved, this hearing will address the approval standards and criteria set forth in section 4.6.2 of Cripple Creek Development Code. Procedures will be as follows. City staff will first present its summarize the case. The applicant's representative may present any evidence in favor of granting the application. At the conclusion of the applicant's case, any person wishing to speak in support of the application may present evidence. Or any person wishing to speak against the application may then present evidence. 5, then I will ask for a motion closing the public hearing comment. 6, the applicant may then present any rebuttal evidence. All the presenters and witnesses will identify themselves and provide their address before speaking. All statements and testimony shall be addressed to the council and not to the applicant. At the conclusion of the meeting, at the conclusion of the hearing, the city council will reconvene and will deliberate and make any decision on the application. The council may grant the application, deny the application, or grant the application with conditions. Are there any objections to the jurisdiction of the planning commission or the city council to the form of or substance of these proceedings? Hearing none, staff will present the case. Kim.
I'll turn now, thank you. I got a couple quick slides you can go through, but you should be familiar with this project and approve the conditional use permit passed. In particular, this is for the changing of the conventional standards on block 531 East Carr, and basically moving the building from what was previously approved closer to the street and to the other side of the subject. So there's no change in use, it's just basically dimensional relocation. You're moving the house, so again, the site location, car, name, that's. There's 6 properties which will have 6 single family units on it. And the one indicated in red is 531 East Carr, where we're making the dimensional changes. You see here a picture of the lot, and right where the white trucks are is where the new house will be going. And this is the original CUP, and I've indicated on red how they're shifting that house from the north is to the right, and so they're gonna move it to the east and to the south. So it was 23 feet from this car, it's now proposed to be 13 feet. And when it was 30 feet from the alley. It's now gonna be basically 13 feet, so shifting it down and out. And then also the driveway, instead of being on the east side of the house, will now be on the west side, adjacent to the house to the west driveway. Basically, it complies. This is the proposed new plan. The conditional use permit, it complies with all the conditions as before. The only change is to the dimensional standards as presented here. It's the same house that was presented before, and it's pretty straightforward, I would think, and recommend approval of the proposed modifications. We do have the applicant here. I'll be glad to address any questions you might have at this time. Thank you.
Happy, may, present your case.
Vincent Hall is representative of Clayton Homes in Pueblo. Regarding the request for 531's conditional use permit amendment, there is some reasoning behind this, specifically relating to stuff that we could not see at the time. And it also submitted a few site photos as far as ground condition. When doing the excavation, and I can pass these around if this will help. So you'll find these in your packet regarding some of the site condition. There was a foundation that was uncovered from a previous historic structure. The intent is to put that back to rest and to move the house so that it would not encroach upon it further. And move the driveway so that it's not going to sit exposed. And instead, to its original state. We could not have known that structure was there based off of soil testing being done in a different location, or we would have presented it differently from the onset. But since it was discovered, we would prefer to not keep that exposed next to a driveway. We prefer to backfill against it and have the driveway on the opposing side installed on the site condition. So that is the reason behind the request. Synopsized as well through the documents submitted in addition to this for the amendment narrative. Some of the points as far as why we think it's a good fit to do it this way. But overall, we think that it'll help marry the form and function of the site while still honoring the historic character of the area, returning that to original state.
Any question?
I just, real quick one, are you gonna plan on moving the setbacks on the other two properties next to it, or are you just gonna move this one?
So we do not intend on altering the setbacks on the other properties. We have, there's the way that they're laid out with the 13, we'll keep it in a really conforming pattern so that it will look appropriate. So each one should have about a 10-foot stagger to them. And so there's 33, 23, 13. So it's a nice uniform in that regard. And it keeps it a more linear look.
All right, thank you.
Any other question? If not, if anybody wants to speak in support of this application. Anyone wishing to speak against the application? I will ask for a motion to close public comment.
A motion that we close public comment.
Second.
Go to
Mayor Pro Tem Litherland,
Yes.
Councilman Green,
Yes.
Councilman Canary,
Yes.
Mayor Ashford.
yes. Yep, I present a rebuttal, but hearing no opposition to it, I don't think you need any rebuttal.
No rebuttal needed.
Okay, at this time, I will ask to reconvene in regular city council meeting.
You need a motion.
Yes,
You have to have a motion that we reconvene with city council.
Second,
vote please.
Councilman Green,
yes.
Councilman Trenary,
Yes,
Mayor Pro Tem Litherland,
Yes.
Mayor Ashworth.
Yes.
It's good motion.
No, I have no questions.
We're ready for a motion.
I'll motion that we consider approval of resolution 2022-33 for a request by Clayton Homes of Pueblo to modify the conditional use permit to construct residential dwelling units in the BB zone district at certain real property legally described as lots 6 through 7 and part of 8, block 51, Cripple Creek, Hayden, Placer Edition, Cripple Creek, also known as 535 East Carr Avenue. Cripple Creek.
I'll second that.
Vote please.
Modify the address,
Pardon?
Oh,
modify the address to 531. That's
531 East Carr modified. No.
Thank you.
Councilman Trenary,
Yes,
Councilman Green,
Yes,
Mayor Pro Tem Litherland,
Yes.
Mayor Ashworth.
Yes. Okay, moving on to new business. First reading, consider approval ordinance 2022-12, declaring dirty windows on vacant commercial buildings a nuisance. Okay, city administrator,
You sure you don't want this one there?
go ahead.
The mayor and I have been talking about this for a while. Some of the windows down to the east of us, if you walk down there, we're gonna have pictures at your next public hearing on this, but you don't need a spray can to tag the building. You can just go right in the dirt that's on the windows, all kinds of words and everything is written. So it's graffiti written in dirt that's on the windows, which is not good for citizens, people walking by, various reasons. So we'll have more information and pictures for you at the next meeting when we hold a public hearing, but this is first reading and staff recommends approval.
I would add, this isn't only concerning East End Bennett, concerns the whole Bennett Avenue.
Any vacant building that's not maintaining their windows, but that one you can see specifically, you drive down there and look at it, you can see the graffiti that's written in the dirt. So that was one of our major concerns.
Any question?
nope,
Motion?
a motion that we approve ordinance 2022-12, declaring dirty windows on vacant commercial buildings a nuisance.
I'll second.
Vote please.
Mayor Pro Tem Litherland,
Yes.
Councilman Trenary,
Yes,
Councilman Green,
Yes,
Mayor Ashworth.
Yes. And item B, consider a request for J.R. Gatlin and Janet Edwards for a waiver of water and sewer tap fees for the construction of single-family residence on lot 27 through 21, lot 33, Hayden Place Addition, Cripple, Colorado, for ordinance 2021-09. Ken?
Yes, you've seen this project before. Also, we recently granted them a variance to reduce the front setback from 5 foot to 0. We've got some good slides in this. And so this is in keeping with ordinance 2021-09, we with tap fees. So it's asking for a single tap fee for development of this property. We have Sorry about that. I think your packet is up on Hayden Street on the west side of the street. It's got some considerable. There's the location of Hayden. Next. And there's the proposed house Hayden on the east side. And as you see from the contours, it slopes to the west pretty severely. And that was the reason for the request to eliminate the front setback. Next. Couple pictures showing this how it drops off. And then a quick picture of the proposed house in that location. So it's a standard request for waiver of tap fees, being down to $8,000. They be responsible for any physical connections, roughly $1,300 for meter and pipe connections. They have not submitted plans for a permit on that, yes, but they have already started some utility work and electrical connections being installed. The applicant could not be here tonight and on town obligations, but so request the approval of insurance. Any questions?
I have a question.
Yes.
Under site description, you have the property is located on the west side of Hayden Street between Golden Avenue and Gatlin Avenue. We don't have a Gatlin Avenue.
My typo
Okay, what should it be?
should be going in.
Galena. Okay, thank you. For the record.
I have a question too. Again, we're approving lots 28 through 31. But
Yes,
there's no building or construction on 28. So we're gonna, if we do this, what we're doing is giving him a blanket tap fee for something that can be billed out later. Based against what I'm reading here.
this request. He has a total of 12 parcels on Hayden Street. And the waiver for setback goes to all 12 of those properties. The driveway does extend across lot 28, so his intent is to combine all 4 lots into one property. And this tap waiver would be for that new property consisting of the 4 lots.
One property.
To 31.
Okay.
So
Is there, do we have anything in place that prohibits him 2 years from now coming back and putting something on here with tap fee already included?
I would recommend you put it in your motion.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking is.
Make a
we need
motion
to-
for 1 tap fees for those 4 lots and then
So, but it has to be done within a certain time period, is my.
The same constraints as required by the ordinance that's previously.
Okay,
So he's got 2 years to construct.
I'm just wondering, because I don't want to give him a blanket to get a free tap fee on a lot that he's gonna do a year from now, is what I'm saying. That he puts another house on a year from now. You see what I'm saying? Because basically, you know, we're saying we're gonna run a driveway in there, but yeah, a driveway is just dirt.
The intent is those parcels will be combined into one lot.
But if he put another building on the southernmost lot, he would
Right,
have
and
to
if
apply
we
for
approve-
another
If we
tap.
approve a tap fee on it right now, then he can go.
He would
back
have
with-
to come back and get,
Well, we're
another
approving, we're
request for
approving
a
it
tap.
for that lot right now, is my point. You see
Only
what I'm saying?
$8,000 should he decide to build another house on some part of that parcel, he would have to get another tap fee, either come free in front of you for another waiver or pay the fees.
Okay, well, you know that better than I do, and that's why I'm asking. Okay,
just make it in your motion that you get 1 tap
For all
these
4 lots.
Not for each lot. For all 4
for all
lots.
4 lots, as one parcel.
Yeah,
That's the intent and that's.
yes.
Thank you. Motion?
I'll go ahead and take a stab. I motion that we approve the request by J.R. Gatlin and Janet Edwards for a waiver of water and sewer tap fees for the purpose of construction of a single-family residence on a parcel consisting of lots 28 through 31. Yep, we got that right?
Yes.
Block 33, Hayden Placer addition, Cripple Creek. Colorado. Yay.
I'll say. Vote please.
Mayor Pro Tem Litherland,
Yes.
Councilman Shannon,
Yes.
Councilman Green,
Yes,
Mayor Ashford.
Yes. Agenda item C, consider request for Serenity Home Creation LLC for the waiver of tap and fee for the construction of single family residence at 219 West Bennett Avenue for ordinance 2021-09. And
Yes, thank you. This is a request for properties for surrounding homes. They built a number of projects on Second Street. We still have some under construction there where tap fees have been granted, where they did do water improvements. This is on West Bennett Street. But it's, the house is currently under construction. West Bennett on the north side of the street, west of the courthouse block. Area will be showing the parcel in question. Here we see before construction where we have the old historic log home, and you can see the new construction that's currently underway. So again, he plans to meet all the criteria of the ordinance as far as timeframes. And the infrastructure, the piping was completed last week. So it's in place. There's the request is for the $8,000 for the sewer and water tap fees associated with this project. The applicant, James Cole, is here tonight. If you answer any questions, I can tell you about something you might have at this point.
The line's already in, is it not?
Yes, it's installed last week.
That's what I thought.
That's where the road is raised.
Why is this after the fact?
we put the tap fee up.
The applicant, quite honestly.
I'm just asking a question.
Administratively, he didn't make the application before that was, it's been some time he submitted. And with the change of staff in the office, it wasn't prioritized. So we're looking for it.
Curious.
any other question? Is there a motion?
Motion we approve, request from Serenity Home Creations LLC for the waiver of tap and sewer fees for the construction of a single-family residence at 219 West Bennett Avenue per ordinance 2021-09.
I'll second.
Vote please.
Councilman Green,
Yes,
Councilman Shannon,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Litherland,
Yes.
Mayor Ashford.
Yes. All right, agenda item G. First reading, consider approval of ordinance 2022-14 and ordinance vacating portion of Corbin Street right away and platted on Hayden Placer Company subdivision of the Hayden Placer dated January 15th, 1892, and recorded plat book F, page 28, in the official record of El Paso County. Now tell her. Clerk and recorder, lying in the southwest quarter of the northeast quarter of section 13, township 15, range 70, the west of the 6 PM in the city of Cripple, Charlotte County, state of Colorado. Ken?
Yes, thank you. Sure you all know this location, but I got a couple of them location maps and pictures I'll show you. It's where right east of the Wildwood Casinos Hotel. As Highway 67 turns into Carbonite, 5th Street. There is a parcel land kind of, there's the location we're talking about. Next. This shows that location, Highway 67 coming around the Wildwood Casino Hotel, Wildwood Casino, and it's that triangular space of carbonate as it intersects with Highway 67. They are requesting that that right of way be vacated and the property becomes part of the Wildwood property. My understanding is they're looking for signage and landscape to go into that area. There is sidewalk, and that would be remain as within the city right of way. Under that sidewalk, you can see is a storm drainage structure that would remain in the city right of way. And came evident today, Steve Miller. So to speak, there is a water line which extends from Galena to Pikes Peak Avenue. And that would either have to be relocated or partially abandoned. Some abandonment may be a viable option as it only serves, it doesn't serve anything, just completes the line connections. Steve's here tonight, he can address that if you would like. And so staff's picture of that property from the street. And then the plaque showing the limits of that right of way vacation of the streets and the code. Staff has no objections to moving forward with this point. First reading, more detailed utility relocation documents in place as required. Second reading.
I asked for, is that city-owned property?
It's the city right of way, so I do not, and Aaron can correct me, but as the right of way, we do not hold title to the property, so we can't sell the property.
That was my question, if it had any value. Well, okay, then how can we give that to Wow? If we don't, who owns it?
Well, it's like any other right of way, we have the right to have our road utilities in that space. Who actually owns title to it?
The public.
The public. Thank you. So we administer it for the public on their behalf. And so we can't sell it, but we can vacate our interest in that property.
Okay, and what do they plan to, what's Wildwood plan to do with that property?
Joe advised that Golden Nugget wants it vacated before they close on the property. And Golden Nugget wants to landscape and put a sign on. But I was gonna go back to, you confirm, Aaron, or deny, whichever you want to do, but my history is that the city owns a right of way, either an alley or a street, and you vacate it, it goes to half and half. The property owners on both sides. Well, this property doesn't cross the street. You're not vacating that half, you're just vacating the side adjacent to Wildwood. So if you vacate, that property goes to Wildwood. All we have is a right of way. We don't own the property. The actual property owner owns to the center of the street. So if you actually vacate, the property owner gets that street back or half and half. Does that make sense?
So we have no liability as far as cost on this, on anything that they want to do with it. If they have to move the sewer, it's on them.
We're gonna have a utility relocation agreement for your next meeting that they will sign. And if there's any utilities there that's in the parcel, if they're gonna do anything to it, they have to relocate or abandon those utilities, not just our utilities, but any utility.
And who pays for that?
What
Who pays for that?
they would,
They would.
it says it in the utility
Oh, it does.
relocation agreement.
This,
I would like to hear from Steve and find out what kind of, what would this cause as far as any problems, Steve, as far as traffic flow and that kind of thing.
None. That's an island that we're not using. So currently the road goes around it anyways, so we're not changing traffic at all.
All right, so it's no liability or a problem for us.
Nope, it's just gonna be getting the agreement to the utility
Okay,
relocation.
thank you, sir.
Any other questions? Not there. Motion,
I make a motion that we approve on first reading ordinance number 2022-14. An ordinance vacating that portion of Carbonate Street right away as platted on the Hayden Placer Company subdivision of the Hayden Placer dated January 15, 1892, and recorded in plat book F at page 28 in the official records of the El Paso County, now Teller County Clerk and Recorder, lying in the southwest quarter of the northwest quarter of section 13, township 15 south, range 70 west of the 6th prime meridian in the city of Cripple Creek, Teller County, state of Colorado.
I'll second.
Vote please.
Mayor Pro Tem Lorraine,
Yes.
Councilman Green,
Yes.
Councilman Janeri,
Yes,
Mayor Ashford.
Yes. This concludes our business for tonight, so meeting adjourned.